Hi everyone, my name is Denise and this is my beautiful handsome yogi. So in my last video where I was reviewing the Benchwarmers, I spoke about the movie Demolition Man, which is the topic of today's video. And as I was rewatching it, I ended up pausing it because it was kind of hot, getting hot in my room, and I had to open the window. And I paused it and I saw that I was already 40 minutes into the movie. And I was just blown away because I felt like it wasn't even 40 minutes. I guess I was too invested in Demolition Man because this movie's just so cool, so relevant, I feel like, in today's world where if we say anything honest or if we're an asshole to another person, we'll get in trouble or even canceled. So I have to say that this movie is way ahead of its time. So while reading some of these IMDb trivia facts, it says Sylvester is on record as being pleased with the movie, calling it a good action film ahead of its time. Like I said before, how crazy is that? So moving on to the cast, Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes, Sandra Bullock, and so many more. They all played their roles so perfectly. Sylvester Stallone, of course, plays the hero perfectly and does a great job at it. There's this one scene where he made me laugh out loud. He was underground and he was talking to Friendly, and he says something but sarcastically says, "Be well," and I love how he says it. The way he says it just makes me laugh. So now we're going to talk about Wesley Snipes playing Simon Phoenix. What can I say? He did such an amazing job being such a prick, but at the same time, he was an absolute funny villain. Some of the things that he says sarcastically, some of the things he said at random. Oh, sorry, hold on one moment. Yogi wants to jump from the bed. Yogi wanted to join us for a quick moment. He is just such an asshole, but he does an incredible job at showing you that he's an asshole and that, yeah, he's definitely the villain. And that also makes me wonder, what's his backstory? Why did he become such a prick? And I also would like to know more of a background between Simon Phoenix and Spartan. I mean, how did they meet? How did they, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it, but I just want to see the beginning of their, not friendship, but their rivalry, whatever you want to call it. One quote that I love that Simon Phoenix makes is that Dr. Cocteau can't take away people's rights to be an asshole, which is absolutely correct, because once you try to silence someone or tell someone, oh no, you have to be a good person, you have to be nice, they build up like this anger, negativity, a strong hatred, and it all builds up until one day it just explodes. So I absolutely love that quote. Wesley Snipes also does a fantastic job at making Simon Phoenix funny, either if it's with random noises, facial expressions, or saying random asshole stuff. I mean, it's just so funny, and it makes the character lovable. And I don't know if that's a good thing to say, but for me it was just like, man, how can I hate this guy if he's kind of funny? It's just very interesting how, you know, he's the villain, but at the same time he's also a funny villain. There's some parts where he's just a complete asshole, but there's also other parts where he's an asshole, but he's just so funny. I mean, the scene where he's in the museum and he sees those kids walking, if you've seen the movie, you know what scene I'm talking about. And then he does something that if a movie was to do that today, they would totally get in trouble. They'll get backlash, you know, the whole drama. If you want, you look up the scene. Maybe you can look up Demolition Man Phoenix museum scene. Maybe it'll pop up there. But oh my god, I felt bad for laughing, but I couldn't help but laugh because the first time I saw it, it just caught me off guard, and I was like, oh my god, he did not just do that. And I was like, oh man, and then I feel bad for laughing because it's rude, of course, but at the same time, it just caught me completely off guard. Before watching Demolition Man for the first time, I saw the video by Minty Comedic Arts. I'll link his video down below. He basically does like 10 things you don't know about a certain movie, or he will also do videos on the version that you've never seen. And in his video on the Demolition Man, he spoke about how Sylvester Stallone's first choice to play Simon Phoenix was Jackie Chan, and Jackie Chan, of course, you know, he's not in the movie. So obviously he turned it down. So on IMDb it says Sylvester Stallone wanted Simon Phoenix to be played by Jackie Chan. Jackie declined the offer since Asian audiences give negative feedback on the idea of action stars from either Hong Kong or Hollywood who have always played heroes all of a sudden become typecast as villains. Which I completely understand, because when I was watching Demolition Man with that information in mind, I thought about, okay, how would the movie fit with Jackie Chan playing Simon Phoenix? How would Jackie do it? And I pictured Jackie Chan doing something similar to what Wesley Snipes was doing. And yeah, I couldn't see Jackie playing a villain, because I just see him in such an adorable way. Like I admire the guy. I think he's a sweetheart. So for me to see him playing a villain, I feel like, yeah, I don't know, it would change my perception. Oh, but before I forget, I absolutely love how towards the end, when Sandra Bullock and Sylvester's character are kicking some ass after they're done whooping some ass, Sylvester asks her, oh, like, where did you learn that from? And she says, oh, Jackie Chan movies. And I was like, yes, Jackie. Moving on to Sandra Bullock, her character had a sort of innocence to her. In the movie, it was like so adorable because she wants to fight crime and she's just so bored of everything being perfect all the time and there's no drama, nothing going on. And then when she teams up with Sylvester Stallone's character Spartan, her innocence shows like a little bit more, because when she tries to say some sayings that were from like the 90s, like, you can shove it up your butt, she says, well, you can shovel it. And it was so cute. It was so funny. And of course there's like other sayings like that along the way, which reminds me of Trailer Park Boys Ricky-isms, when he's like a total so, which he means to say I told you so. So it kind of reminds me of that, and it's just so funny. One of my Ricky-isms is that in middle school I used to say toothface, so like a tooth, and this one girl said, what are you saying? And I said, toothface. And she's like, that's not how you say it, it's two-face. And I said, oh man. I said, okay, thank you for correcting me. I mean, she could have done it with a little less attitude, but she corrected me, and I learned that day that it's two-face, not toothpaste. So I guess we all have our Ricky-isms. With Benjamin Pratt's character, he plays Garcia in the movie. He also has a sort of innocence to him, which is absolutely adorable, especially when Garcia, Spartan, and Huxley, Sandra Bullock's character, when they're all underground and Garcia starts singing that commercial tune, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, when I'm nervous I sing. And I was like, oh, that is so adorable. So off the top of my head, there were two actors that I was just so surprised, excited, and caught off guard to see in this movie, and those two actors are Rob Schneider and Jack Black. Jack Black's character, well, he doesn't really have a name. In the movie, it's like a sort of like blink and you'll miss it type of moment, because the first time I saw it, I caught a glimpse of him. And I was like, wait a second, is that Jack Black? And then I had to rewind it and kind of like pause it, and I was like, oh my god, that is Jack Black. Like, oh my god, that's so unexpected. And it's where Huxley, Spartan, and Garcia go underground, and Friendly corners them, and the camera kind of shoots back and forth towards Huxley, Garcia, and Spartan, and Edgar Friendly. And then for like a second, for a moment, it shows the Wasteland Scraps. That's like what they call, like, I guess, the side characters. And then in the left side of the TV, you can see Jack Black for like a split second. So I took a picture of the timestamp of where you can see Jack Black's character. So it's 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 24 seconds into the film. And just in case, there's 29 minutes, 32 seconds left over. So it's like a split 2 seconds where you see Jack Black. So moving on to Rob Schneider's character, if I'm not mistaken, the first time you see him is when Huxley is walking into the police station and she says hi to him. And when I saw him there, I was like, oh my god, Rob Schneider. I was not expecting to see him in that movie. I know he was in the movie Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone, so I know I was expecting to see him in that movie, but not in Demolition Man. One more thing I would love to talk about is how in the back of the DVD it says the most entertaining futuristic action film since the original Terminator. And I think it's funny how it mentions Terminator on the DVD, the back of the DVD, and in Demolition Man they talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger becoming president. So why I find that funny is because I've heard rumors that Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger had beef, and I can understand why. I mean, in the 80s and 90s, they were like huge names, like action heroes, so I can understand the rivalry between the two. So I kind of find it funny that they would mention Arnold, and I honestly thought that Sylvester would be like, hell no, like I'm not putting that guy's name in my movie. So I find it funny that they actually put that in the script, and that Sylvester Stallone's character Spartan was like he became president. Like, it was just so funny. So I'm just going to end the video here. I do plan on filming another video like right after this to talk about spoilers of the Demolition Man. So if you're interested in that, I would definitely leave a link down below. And hopefully I'll see you guys there in the little discussion of Demolition Man and also a few spoilers. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment if you've seen the Demolition Man, and if you also think that it was ahead of its time, and what similarities do you find from the movie into, you know, real life right now in 2024. Thank you so much for watching again, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.